So we're out here in the middle of the desert, and the last thing you want
is a water problem.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's 20-something degrees outside. My hands are like little icicles. They're just cold.
I think it was 20-something degrees last night. Right now it's 7 and it's still dark.
Yep. And I went outside and dumped the gray tanks. I did the black tank yesterday, and I took out the power and all the outside stuff. So this is real world stuff. We have a long trip ahead of us, so we wanted to get out as soon as that sun comes up.
Right, so we got up at 5. It's already 7. I guess it takes us a while. I don't know, but it's still dark, and we had already hooked the truck up last night and did a lot of stuff last night. So we are headed to Pilot Knob, which is Felicity, California, which is about 3 miles from the border.
Yep.
Which freaked his parents out this time.
Yeah, they weren't thrilled about that, but it's a really good boondocking spot, so.
Yes, we have a long drive. We have friends we're meeting there, and then I think we have more friends coming in to want to join us tomorrow, and some other friends that want to check out the spot for future, so.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Thinking it might be a good spot, and it's supposed to be 79 degrees.
That'll be so much nicer than this.
All right, well, we're going to try to get ready and get out of here.
It's cold.
All right, it's 7:14. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to get out of this unlevel, wacky place. Let's get it.
People just stopped here waiting for people to pull out. All right, y'all. This is the rest area that we have never seen backed up like this before. I guess everybody wants to get out and travel after Christmas Day. Never seen a rest area like this. It looks like it's clear up there. See all these cars parked all these people had to do was keep going down. You see all these spaces for cars? And then look at the cars right here, when there's clearly spaces to the right. Alright, y'all, we are finally back on Senator Wash Road, Imperial Dam.
Yep.
Where it all started. This trip all started like a week and a day ago, so we're coming back here. Alright, y'all, we made it in line.
Yeah, we made it. It feels good to stand up. Been driving for 7.5 hours, but now we gotta fill this beast up and then head on down the road again.
I forgot, we also need to fill up our little buckets in there too. So our goal is to leave by 4, and it is now 3:28 or 7.
I'm gonna say we'll make it, but barely.
I think we'll make it there in the daylight, but I don't know how much we'll get set up. Alright, y'all, here is our site tour. We are camping with friends. Here's our patio. We got our rug out, our Blackstone, and our chairs. Look at the mountains over here, and you can see RVs way out there. This is the Pilot Knob BLM area. And here's this side, and we have friends right there, Tom and Ann. And then you can see all the mountains way out there. We have more RVs to the front of us. And we have the back of the RV facing south. Good morning, everybody. It is foggy here in the desert here at Pilot Knob. I just wanted to show you as the fog moved in. They say it normally does not get foggy here in the desert, but It's foggy. I think this is the second time. Alright, y'all, we are on our way to the store, but before we go to the store, we're going to drop off our trash, and we're at the Pilot Knob BLM area, but across the railroad tracks is the Pilot Knob
LTVA.
And they have, the only thing they have is trash service. Apparently they used to have water and maybe a dump, but they tore all that out.
Yeah, who needs it?
Alright, we told you we were on the way to the trash, but we interrupt this program to bring you
a choo-choo.
A long choo-choo train. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody, and let's see what Matthew's up to. He is gonna make something.
Hopefully not a mess.
This is our first year ringing in the new year in California. You know, as a kid growing up, you watch the ball drop. You know, the big one is in New York. It's New York City, right?
Yeah, Times Square.
Yeah, Times Square. And the whole country gets to watch that one. And then, you know, I grew up in Mississippi, Central Time Zone. We just got a little, you know, like a repeat of New York, not like a big celebration. And so this year, we're in California, so we technically are in Pacific time, but we're going by Arizona time, so it's really strange.
All right, this is Adventures in the Kitchen with Sean, and I say that because I'm usually the one who cooks, so we're gonna see if she can use a can opener.
Y'all, do you see what color this is? He hates this can opener, but I got this can opener because it matches my kitchen decor.
But it doesn't work very well.
That's all that matters. It looks good. And if this one winds up not working well, we need to find another till one. There.
All right.
Y'all, he spends 5 minutes opening one can. I got it done in 10 seconds.
That means it's now your job.
Yay, I get to keep the till can opener. All right, y'all, part 2.
Mountain of sausage.
Ooh, okay.
There we go. Now, for everybody's favorite part, cream cheese.
I think you should have cubed it.
Says the non-cook.
I'll tell y'all a story about that in a minute.
2 cans of Rotel. We like mild. You can do set your mouth on fire hot if you want to.
So are you cooking this on high or low?
Now that's one consistent thing I've found is that people like to do this on low.
Well, let me tell you my story. I was in college and me and my roommate decided to make Velveeta.
Oh no.
You know, Velveeta comes in a block.
You know, the stuff even a kindergartner can make.
So we put it in a Cornyware dish.
Oh no.
Just a whole block. And put it in the microwave.
Oh no.
It just burnt. It didn't cook because you're supposed to cube it.
Y'all, if she ever lets me tell you her cooking stories, they are hilarious. This girl is very smart. She's just not made for the kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
All I can say is there's a lot of flour involved.
If y'all want to hear it, you'll just have to leave a bunch of comments and I'll see if I'm brave enough to tell y'all.
Yeah. Put in the comments below. Do you want Sean's flour story? F-L-O-U-R. That kind of flour. You trust me, you want to hear it.
Alright, y'all, here's the result. Look at that. So creamy. You see the sausage and the Rotel. What do you think about it?
It's so much better with sausage than it is with a regular hamburger ground beef.
Alright, y'all, we're waiting for Matthew to come back. He went out there to turn the generator off, and this wind is no joke. It keeps covering the mountains up back there.
I have an eye full of sand now. I covered my face. Oh, horrible. If you wear contacts, you should not be putting sand in your eyes.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, and the wind is finally gone. Man, that was a dust storm.
I think it's almost 9. We are headed up to, we're in Pilot Knob right now. We're headed up to the Courtside area to check out Kofa National Forest. areas in Quartzsite, different areas. Some,
Blythe.
Yeah, Blythe, California, and then some state trust land. I might have butchered that. That's also around the Quartzsite area because we want to check out the internet because we're trying to get as close as we can to Quartzsite without staying in Quartzsite for the Quartzsite show.
Yeah, because in the big show, you're going to have maybe 1 million people in town, and the word on the street is you're not going to have internet. No matter how good it is now, it won't exist. So we want to be within 30 minutes of it, but not in, and traffic will be bad, so it's better just to commute.
Right. I'm not sure how far we are right now. I think we're at least an hour, if not more. So yeah, we definitely want to get closer, and that's our mission today.
And it's a nice day, finally, so we'll take advantage of it.
Right. Update. We're at the COFA right past the, is it the border?
Yeah, the border checkpoint. It's the second COFA entrance if you're headed north.
Yeah, no, it's the not the Castle Dome one, but the second one. AT&T is really fast. I think it was 70 down. The upload was good. Verizon was barely 1 down, but the upload was good, about 15 up, and T-Mobile was non-existent.
So this is showing the area.
Yeah.
It's not a bad area.
It's some places are really humpy, so you know when you have a fifth wheel you have to be particular, but we think we could get the fifth wheel up in this area, and there was another area further down. We don't want to be right under the power lines, but this is on the right side of the road, and we had to turn around because going that way there's a big water lake in the road, and we couldn't see how deep it was, so we stopped.
And it was pretty long, so it could be mushy.
Alright, we are at COFA on Palm Canyon Road. AT&T is good for download, kind of iffy for upload, but T-Mobile was no download, but their upload was like 20 to 30, so we could definitely use AT&T and T-Mobile here, one for each, and then Verizon didn't really want to show up. It had a little upload, but hardly any download, like 1 or 2. We like this area. It seems more flat. The roads seem a little bit more flat to get into, and it puts us closer to Quartzsite for the show too.
And I like the surroundings.
Yeah, so let me show y'all. You can see people are nice and spaced out, and look at the beautiful mountains. But right here is facing south, y'all. So if we took this spot, like if it's open in a couple of weeks, we would just back the RV up right here. Hey, we made it to Blythe, California.
Yep, the Midland LTVA, and man, that was a trek to get out here.
Yeah, so the good news is the internet is good for AT&T and Verizon. T-Mobile didn't show up, so that's
surprising.
If everything else fails, I'm thinking right now COFA is our first spot, but we've got more spots to check out. But this will definitely be a last resort in case we can't get internet in those places closer to Quartzsite. Yeah, it's very pretty out here, but there's no services. I mean, they have dumpsters, but no water and no dump. And of course, the diesel's really expensive here. But
well, it's California. It's way over $5.
It's very pretty. I love the mountains way back there. You could probably keep going. We didn't go that deep in because we don't
need to.
We don't want to really stay here, but we will come here if we don't get internet anywhere else.
And in traditional LTVA fashion, you get the rocks. It seems like all LTVAs have this rock foundation. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just the way it is naturally.
Right. All right, y'all, we are at the Arizona State Trust land.
And that is actually in Quartzsite, believe it or not. But while the rest of Quartzsite is still gearing up for the big tent show, show them how busy this is.
This isn't very busy. It goes all the way. You see a Class A over there, which is our friends, Tom and Ann. That's the line.
Just beyond them.
And then apparently it goes way past
way down towards 95.
Yeah, all down in there.
And apparently this requires a permit. It's a 14-day limit, and from what we understand, permits like maybe $20. So even though it's a little bit extra, I mean, it's not that busy. The cell tower, I don't know what carriers it is, but is right there. Verizon works really well here. T-Mobile still doesn't exist on the download. So for now, it works. I'm skeptical as to whether it'll work during the big tent. Everybody else seems to say it'll be fine. I don't even know what we're gonna do yet, so I guess we'll have to let you know. Y'all, they're leaving us. There go our friends. And then there was one. Y'all, where they're going, there's only one way out of this part of it. And there are our other friends who we just met. They're all really awesome people. I know it's kind of sad. You meet up with your friends on the road and then either you leave or they leave or everybody leaves all at once. That's really the saddest part about RVing, is that eventually your paths will cross, but then they diverge again and go their separate ways. All right, y'all, we've been in the desert and there was a horrendous sandstorm. I mean, it was so bad we couldn't see them over there. We could barely see the other people in our group who are now gone. It was bad, and so you get sand in places you didn't think you would get sand in. It comes in through slide seals and everything. So you can even tell it's plastered itself to the back side of our cover. That'll have to be washed.
And look at this.
Ugh. So I'm gonna need to clean this off, and we've got to look inside, and I'm afraid to see what's in here.
Is it sandy?
Oh, very much so.
Okay. How are you gonna clean it?
I don't know.
Y'all, this is a first for us.
And what's worse is this is coated in oil. So I don't know what to do.
Oh no. Anyways, like he was saying, y'all, this dust storm was so bad, and it was coming in so bad that the sand went in our bedroom somehow. It was covered on our nightstands. It's even in our carpet. So what they say is true. When you leave Quartzsite, your RV needs a deep cleaning.
But it's my Blackstone. Well, it's our Blackstone. I just hope it's not ruined. When you clean a Blackstone after cooking, then you put a layer of oil on it, right? On the surface, and that seasons it for the next time. It preserves the surface. So now I've got sand coated with oil. And I can't use 409 because we eat on this, so I'm literally just using water. And you might say, well, use soap and water. Okay, I can't really use soap and water because I don't have that much water. And as far as I know, I shouldn't drench this thing in water either.
So what are you doing? You heated it up.
Well, I just turned it on and I'm heating the surface up so it'll let go of some of that oil, and I'm hoping when it lets go of the oil, it'll let go of the sand. So, because trying to mop up cold oil just doesn't work very well on this.
All right. He's gonna come out eventually and give y'all an update on the Blackstone.
So how I cleaned it was I started with paper towels to get the worst of it off, and then I used terry cloth, which isn't gonna, and they've been washed so many times, there's no fibers gonna be left behind. So I just used water, and now this is as clean as it could ever get. I know you can't tell because it's low light right now. This felt like sandpaper. Who wants to eat that? I cleaned this surface so many times that I am confident now that I can eat whatever gets cooked on here. I cleaned it with many different towels, both with heat and without, so it will release the oil. So now the cloths come up clean. They're not brown anymore. When I feel it with my hands, it feels just fine. I don't have any sandpaper on my Blackstone anymore. Now we're gonna eat chicken. And if it ends up filing down our teeth, I guess we'll let you know, but otherwise it should be okay. All right, this is honey garlic chicken, cooked in the dark in the desert.
But hey, the wind's not blowing, so we should not get any sand on it.
Listen to this sizzle. All right. So y'all, I'm here to fill up the water. Here's our wet bay, and I go to open the jug, and I notice inside, because it's a big wide mouth jug, and I notice inside there's stuff floating in there. Ew! It's not supposed to be stuff floating in your fresh water. This is our potable water. So then I take off our 90-degree elbow here, and this is covered in stuff. There's a protective screen on the water inlet, and all of this muck that was in there floating around is caught on the screen. Thank God we have this screen. So then I come inside and fill up a glass of water, and it's cloudy. I mean, that's the final straw. That's how we know we have an issue. So one thing we immediately did was get some bottled water. We always carry some bottled water, but we needed more. So we have drinking water, because there's no way that we're going to be drinking the water coming out of the tap right now until we can clean it and fix it.
All right, everybody, we are on our way to the rest area, which I think is 8 miles from here, to get some more water. But what we're gonna do is run the water through both of our fresh water hoses to see if that's where the contamination came from.
Yep, and it's essential so we know if they both have to be replaced, or at least if they can be used in the interim until we can get them replaced.
All right, y'all, we're pulling into the rest area for the first time, and we're gonna figure out where you get water at. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but this is what the water looks like at the rest area. It's a rest area for both sides of the interstate. They only have one spigot, and it was a very slow.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the truck, the other side of the interstate, is the Imperial sand dunes right over there. Hopefully we'll get to go there one day. I'm not sure when we'll get to go, but it looks like a cool place to go. Y'all, the verdict is, are our hoses contaminated?
One is contaminated, and it's a blue Camco hose, which is irrelevant, the brand, but that's what it is. And the second one is fine for now. But when it comes to drinking water, you can't be too safe, and we've decided that we're going to replace them both, but we still have one that we can use for now.
Yeah, so stay tuned to see how are we going to get our fresh tank and everything re-cleaned, since we're boondocking in the middle of the desert.
Oh yeah, lots of fun for me.
And also, I mentioned that the water pressure was really low. It was just coming out like a trickle, and there were two people in front of us that filled up these huge water bladders, and I'm like, I know they didn't sit here for hours filling it. And then so after Matthew took our filter off and he turned the water spigot on, it kind of gushed out kind of like a fire hydrant. So that lets us know that it is our water filter that needs to be replaced, and we can usually get those at Walmart.
All right, y'all, you know that we're staying in the desert right now, right? There's our truck. We pulled over because we wanted to admire the mailboxes. I know it sounds strange. Look at this, regular mailboxes. And then there's that guy. I'm standing directly underneath it. You see how tall that is? I think the mailman would have a hard time getting the mail in there.
Y'all, it is a sad day in the BDRRV. Why? Do you see my Christmas lights? They are off officially. It is January the 5th, and Matthew said they must go. So do y'all know that song? I think it was from Charlie Daniels, the philosopher, when the lights went out in Georgia. That was his song, wasn't it? No, that was Reba McEntire. She has a song, That's the night the lights went out in Georgia. Anyways, this is the night that the lights went out in the BDR RV, because tomorrow we have to take them, the ones that we're not keeping, we're going to donate them, and because Saturday we have to dump, and the RV has to move, and Matthew said he's not moving anymore. In fact, let's get his opinion on it.
Yep, I like looking at Christmas lights, I really do, but when you have to move with them, and you have to move with this thing, and just hope and pray that these little ornaments don't fall off every time you move, because we're still in motion, folks. We still move, we're nomads, so it's time to go. It's January, time to go.
All right, y'all, the Christmas decorations are down. Here's the stash that is going to be donated. Now, all of this stuff we got, the majority of it came from the Dollar Tree and then maybe the Dollar General, and I got a few things from Walmart. So it really wasn't expensive. I think we spent under $100 for all of our Christmas decorations. Here is the stash that I'm keeping. that's all that I felt really passionate about, keeping Christmas stickers for next year when I do Christmas cards. And yeah, not much at all. And here's my seasonal bin. I've already got my fall stuff in here, so this stuff will easily fit in here. Now, maybe one year my seasonal bin might grow, but right now this is the perfect size for it. And yeah, leave me a comment below. What do you do with your Christmas decorations? Do you keep everything you put up from year to year, or do you buy some Dollar Tree stuff and donate it and start fresh the next year? Or do you have a seasonal bin where you store your fall stuff and Christmas stuff and spring stuff, whatever? Give me some ideas of how y'all manage all of your decorations.
So y'all, we decided to better be safe than sorry, and we just got all new hoses.
And why are the hoses in a box?
They all came from Walmart, believe it or not, because Walmart had the better shipping time. Amazon did not. That surprised me. Walmart guaranteed 2 days, and man, they got it to us in 2 days. Out here, you don't get Amazon in 2 days.
And the reason we got it shipped is because the Walmart stores didn't have it in stock.
Yeah, because this is the peak of snowbird season down in the Yuma area, Southern California. Everybody who wants to get away from the cold, it seems like, is down here. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but not much. So forget about getting essential RV stuff in the Walmart stores. This is our little, we love this thing, our little 4-foot hose. And then we got 2 more of these things. These are wonderful, and I'm not saying we needed 2 of them, but again, better safe than sorry. We're just gonna start over, and that's what we're doing.
All right, y'all, about 100 feet from our RV, I noticed this junk laying here, so I came to investigate it, and hoping it wasn't what I thought it was, and it is. It's like this big trash mess. I mean, look at this. It's bottles and
wow.
What is, and metal and wood. What is all this?
And you know, this is not uncommon, but when people trash boondocking sites, there are very real consequences that affect you and they affect me. And if you want to know more about that, click on our video down in the description below. It'll have all kinds of information about what really happens when you do this or when people do this.
All right, y'all, we're gonna show you how a boondocking site should look when you leave. At the prime of our stay, we had 6 RVs here with us, all in a circle. And right now our RV is casting a shadow, but we had an RV right here, where I'm standing here, and then we had one there. It was just like this huge circle, and you cannot see any trace that there were a whole bunch of RVs right here, because they left the site how they found it. And when we leave, we're gonna leave our site how we found it, and that's how we want to see the boondocking sites, and that's what you should do, so we can keep using this beautiful free land, and everybody else can enjoy it, because we don't want to see all this land closed down.